Hi, we've teamed up with UK Auto Claims to see if you could be eligible to score thousands in compensation. If you've had any cars, vans or motorbikes on finance between 2007 and 2021, go to ukautoclaims.co.uk to start your free simple check. Loads of you will have overpaid and payouts could be worth thousands, so you've got to look into it. Hit up the link below and check now for free.
Welcome back to AFTV. Arsenal are out the Champions League. I'll leave it at that, no question. What do you think?
I'm disappointed. It's a really disappointing game. We started really well. We started with intent and purpose and desire. We were winning our challenges. We were beating them all over the pitch. And it was everything I wanted to see from a start. But we always knew that keeping that level of intensity up for a full 90 minutes was going to be hard. And Declan Rice has been a standout performer all season, really. And definitely this latter part of the season, he's really picked his game up. And he's been fantastic. He's been phenomenal. And he gives away a stupid free kick. And then, the ball goes in and we just don't close them down quick enough. It takes a nasty deflection off of Saliba. It's in the back of the net and we're 2-0 to the good, and or to the bad, rather, should I say. And there's a mountain to climb, and it's tough and it's challenging. We take it to half time, and there was a point when David Raya makes an awesome save for that penalty. He gets down, and you just think, is this the moment in the game that is going to change it for us?
Yeah.
And it was a top save. Everything was riding on it right there and then. He makes that save. Mikel Arteta makes the changes, and we go and score. And at 3-1, then you think, can something happen here? Can something happen? And then the ball comes across to Saka, and you'd bet your house on him to put it in the back of the net. It's literally, listen, it's a hard ball. It's on the half volley. It's got pace. It's got whip. That goes in the back of the net, and it's 3-2, and it's game on. But unfortunately for us, it just didn't work like that. The game didn't pan out like that. And, it shows again having viable options off the bench. You're bringing a Calafiori on that he hasn't played in God knows how long. You've got a Ben White, you're bringing him on, and he's been out and inconsistent. Over the season, we've had, in fair play to Mikel Arteta, at points there's been 12 players that have been out for lengthy injury layoffs. Injuries happen in football, I get that and I understand that, but to 12 of your players, are they off? If anything, the only player that hasn't been injured for a period of time has been David Raya. That's going to be incredibly hard to work with. In the January transfer window, Edu had gone, so we've got no director of football, so getting transfers in is going to be hard. It's like, you're running a plumbing business and you send your salesman out to sell the work and then you ain't got a plumber to install it. It is what it is. For me, it's the fashion of we've gone out of these competitions. We've gone out the Carabao Cup, conclusively to Newcastle. They went on to win it. How Manchester United beat us in the FA Cup, and then Liverpool have won the league at a canter. And then in the Champions League, I'm glad we scored a goal, because if we'd have not put anything in their net, I would have been thoroughly disappointed. Albeit in the first leg we had that goal disallowed, and it's a lot of what ifs and buts and maybes. But the bottom line of it is we weren't just quite good enough. And at this level of competition, you need to be clinical. Declan Rice with that missed header, that needs to go in the back of the net. Odegaard with that shot. Donnarumma makes an absolutely world-class, outstanding one-handed save. But a real top-level, goal scorer. Does an Henry put that in the bottom corner? This is what you've got to think are players of that higher calibre going to put those chances away. And then, again, that's what changes games. But it didn't work out like that. The season's done. All we can look now to is try and reduce a bit of deficit, beat Liverpool on Sunday, beat Newcastle and win the remaining games. And I want to see how we started that game. I want to see that level of intensity in these next 3 games, because otherwise this fan base will turn pretty quick, if it hasn't already after that result. And I just think the disappointment needs to be overawed by in the summer. I don't want to see summer transfer business being done.
Sorry, that was going to be my next question, and I was going to ask what for the summer then? What we got to look next to something. What is that?
Listen, what we've got to look for is if there's talk about Gyökeres's in advanced talks, that deal needs to be done and signed tomorrow. Literally, I want to know.
There'll be transfer rumours galore now. We know the media will be fed.
This is where Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta need to focus on who they're going to be bringing into this football club, and quick, so that when that window opens, the business is done, and that is going to help shut up this fan base. That is going to help, reduce the amount of pressure they're under, and they're going to be under pressure because the amount of money we pay as fans for tickets, for merchandise, to watch this club that we love, and it's almost that we're nearly Rans, and you've got to look. You've got Tottenham, you've got Manchester United basically in a final. Let Spurs do the most Spursy thing to ever and concede that lead they've got, which can happen, and I hope does happen. But you've got Newcastle won the Carabao Cup, Liverpool. It goes on, and then even let's be honest. How we played tonight. If we then go on and play in Inter Milan, and I watched that game last night, and they were absolutely electric. They were unbelievable. And Barcelona. We go and play a team like that, how we played tonight. Yeah, we'll be at the first 15, 20 minutes with that level of intensity, but you've got to keep that up for 90 minutes. Yeah, there's going to be slight periods, but, if we had got into the final, would we have got it over the line? I don't know. That question can only be asked in a cup competition on your day, but tonight we fell short, and it's disappointing.